Last time on the Paint and Paper Hustle, we hit the road, leaving North Carolina behind and heading deep into Georgia to scoop up an old pickup truck from IAA. Well, guess what? We're back, and today's the day we find out what this beast is really made of. This truck, it's a Repo straight out of Georgia, snagged through TitleMax on a title loan. And here's the deal. If it had a loan on it, then chances are it was running when they signed the papers. So yeah, I've got high hopes that this thing fires up and drives. Let's get it unloaded and see if we've got ourselves a runner or just another wrench in the hustle. This is the Paint and Paper Hustle. Buying vehicles at auction that don't run is always a gamble. You're betting on what you can't see or hear. There's no test drive, no guarantee, just a mix of experience, instinct, and a little luck. Sometimes you end up with a money pit, but other times, well, you hit the jackpot. When a non-runner fires up and drives off the trailer, it's one of the best feelings in the game. That's the hustle, high risk, high reward, and a thrill of turning a mystery into money or your next dream. Boy, we just did get this thing here inside in time. So as you've seen in our previous video on this truck, we headed out of town, picked this thing up, got it into the shop finally. And now we're gonna finally see if this thing runs, if it drives, and what exactly is going on with it. So let's take a look. All right, so overall, this thing is really not bad. I mean, it's solid. There's no rust. Down here at all, there's a pinhole right there. Let's see here. I can get you one. It's all solid. Ed's trying to yank the ignition out of it. Let's get a flathead. We don't have a key, so this was a repossession. And we didn't get a key with it. So, here you go. I'll bring it that side. So we're gonna try to take the tumbler out and drill it on the bench just so we can turn it with a flathead. And then we'll order the correct tumbler. So we're gonna actually drive this thing around local just a little bit until we sell the engine and everything out of it. But we'll look this thing over. The rear bumper is solid. Got dents there, dents there. Tailgate's solid. The bed has no rust, it appears, in it at all. Maybe some way up there. Yeah, some in the front. So I'm going to do something with that. Let's see here. Yes? Yeah, there was one brake light on. Not now, there's not. Yeah, the brake light's on. No.
A little bit of play in the brakes when I tried to found down there, so that's probably why the battery's 100% dead.
Oh.
So I just unplugged it so I don't drain the battery.
Literally got a bungee cord rigged up.
But like, obviously it's only for the brake lights.
Yeah.
Because transmission's there.
Yeah. Let's see here above the wheel arch, we got the normal rust. But I mean, dude, if y'all know anything about these trucks, then if you've been looking for one of these trucks like I have, then this thing is as nice as the showroom floor. Because these things are near impossible to find that are not completely just rusted out. I mean, this is nuts. All the bed bottoms are good. There's like none on this side. I'm sure when we start grinding it down, we'll find a little bit of cancer. The cab corners, completely solid. Nothing wrong with the cab corners. Dents on there. Bottom of the doors, completely solid. This fender is pushed in, so it's not going to be worth fixing. All right, you can see. So we will replace the fender. You can pretty much get all these parts for these trucks of this age. This grill is pretty damaged. I'm gonna just try to find another grill. I know somebody can hammer and dolly that. That is the aluminum grill, but I'm gonna just try to find another one. I'll probably use this one if I want to do any mock-up or cutting on or anything, or test fitting or playing around with. We'll use that. Front bumper is pushed back, crease there. Probably could straighten it, but we'll see. We do got to tuck these in and everything and cut them up, so we might make our cuts there. We don't know. I'm not 100% sure what route we're taking with this yet. Windshield wiper cowl appears to be solid, absolutely no rust. I see a lot of rust around the drip rail on a lot of these, and there's none on this one. There's none around the windshield. A lot of times you'll see that. This is why we drove 17 hours to get this thing. None around this windshield. None around the cowl. This is the difference a vehicle makes when it's being drove and when it's sitting. So when you just let one sit, they're gonna rust fast. Dude, there's no rust. No rust at all. None of this. Man, what a freaking score, dude. I did buy it from IAA. I buy everything from IAA. I buy my personal vehicles from IAA. I buy a lot of my projects from IAA if I can. The Plymouth didn't come from IAA. That door literally just be cleaned up, like it's surface rust. Maybe a little patch paint on the corner. Dude, this is nuts. The hood is solid. I mean, it's not even, thing's not even beat up that bad. We are gonna power wash it. We'll get to the engine here in a second. Tires have got some dry rot on them. He was definitely on the road. Does have air conditioner. Does have... Ed, you see where they put a new radiator in it? Look like? Yeah. There's like new bolts. Yeah. Yep. And the radiator shroud has been patched with fiberglass. Right there. I mean, somebody was driving this thing, dude. Man. This thing is just... Let's check this door jam. This is why you search and search. Look, even did the tape trick around the striker to keep the door from rattling. Because this thing was a driver. Need a little bit of work in the corners, but the good news for me is there's not none on the skin on the outside. So I like that we can just repair it from the inside. The seat is in really good shape. I don't know if we're going to retain the seat or not. Glove box is empty. There's an air conditioner truck, factory AC. This is a 79. Door panels are just in absolutely amazing shape for the year. I'm sure they make repops, so we'll just put brand new ones on it. This is going to be the 2016 or the 2026 build. All right, so the big question, let's get this light on. What engine does this thing have? I think it's gonna say it right here. Y'all can probably tell by looking at it. I can't. Engine family 302D 50, engine displacement 50, 302 CID cubic inch. Factory air conditioner, power steering, all the belts are on it. Let's see. Where's the dipstick on these things? The engine oil actually looks pretty good. Doesn't smell bad either. Oh man, it does smell old. We might have a runner. Dude, the frame rails are solid. There's no rust in here. There's no rust under the hood. Hey, this thing's freaking solid, dude. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, there is some rust right there that would need to be repaired or get a replacement hood. But that's so minor. I don't know. It's not on the inside. I don't know if a replacement hood is worth it, or that little bit. Man, we can probably just do metal work. Keep the original hood. A little bit right there to patch. Yeah, we probably just keep the original hood. Re-break both of these sides, which this is just a support, so that'd be literally easy to cut and just break. One unique thing on this build, I don't want to spoil it, I'm still changing, but we do have to cut basically everything from this fender line in. All of this has to be cut out. This thing's getting a saw for sure. Hood latches have to be completely relocated. They go to the windshield wiper cowl. I do need to go ahead and get them on the way as soon as I can afford them, balance into Plymouth, because we're going to need to saw all of this out in here rather quickly. Man, what a cool truck. I mean, man, we're starting out with such good stuff. This takes me back to the Comet, when we built the Comet. I mean, we started out with good interior pieces. We got all the headliner trim. Man. And we'll redo the dash panel, all that crap, all the seals, all the glass is good. I think all the glass is good in this thing, actually. The side windows, the wing windows, the windshield looks like it doesn't have any breaks, as long as we can clean it up and polish it. Hopefully. Unless it's cheap to replace, and sometimes it's better just to replace, because sometimes they can have scratches from the windshield wiper cowl. Whatever we do, Ed, we don't want to turn the windshield wipers on, because I don't want to scratch the glass by accident. Man, this thing is... It's crazy how nice this thing is. Well, that's the difference jumping from a 1949 Plymouth to a 70s. They survive a little bit better. A lot of trash between the bed. I need to get that out. It's just going to cause rot more. Solid. What are we doing over here, Ed? Trying to make it turn?
Drill her out a little bit.
And no, we don't know necessarily what we're doing. So
yeah,
we don't.
I'm just kind of winging this.
Yeah, we don't have a ton of experience drilling lock solenoids.
That's the pin that releases it, but that has to be turned to there for it to actually
So once we get this turned and we push that pin, we should be able to take this out?
Right. Well, at least that's what I think.
That's what YouTube told you?
Yeah. And then...
And we're going to order one off of like eBay. We don't have it local. But we got to get it turned, don't we, first?
Yeah.
We'll order one that way. Like I said, we could drive it if somebody wants to buy. I don't know how much a 302 is worth. I don't think it's worth too much money. But if I got a running 302 with a transmission, running and driving, and I can get a little bit of money, then that's going to immediately, the more I can sell off of this I don't need, I can put put into paying this off, or actually I'll probably put it in a separate fund. I like to tell y'all the finances so you can learn how to afford hot rods like this yourself, because I do them a very unique business approach way. To pay for this, the plasma table, if you recall in that video, if you're following the channel, we owe on the plasma table, we're paying on it. We put this on a credit card also. I put the plasma table on a credit card, got like $200 welcome bonus on a new card. I went and got another new credit card for potentially finding a Ford. Have been sitting on it. I think it's like a $200-300 welcome bonus. So if you spend like $1,500, you get $200 or $300 discount. This is how you can get things in life. So we put this one on the credit card through IEA. That's the good news about buying from a business and not an individual. They're in better shape a lot of times because they don't have, or you can get a better deal because there's no sentimental value on it. A lot of people get sentimental value and then want an arm and a leg for crap. Junk. The auction literally, I think I paid, what did I pay for this one, Ed? $1,800 on the bid? Yeah. $1,800 on the bid. They tried to get me for $28, told them no, then kick rocks. And they ended up selling it to me for $1,800 on the bid. Now, we still had fees, transportation, but even on the fees, 18, what were we out the door, do you know? Like 29, 28? I think that's what we were out the door. But so by putting $23.45 out the door, that's what it was? Yeah. Wow. You would never get this truck off of Marketplace for $23.45. Never. I've been looking. I have been freaking looking. One that this is freaking this rust free after this thing is washed up. I bet you somebody want $5,000 or more for this thing. But we're paying on that. We owe 23 and some change, 24 on a credit card on this, but we got like $200-300 off by buying this. So basically, that puts us down to almost $2,000 by using a credit card. It's interest for all of these credit cards are interest free for the first year when you get them new, or I don't take cards that are not. So we can sell the engine, sell the transmission, and then we can start buying parts for this one. So we have a plan in effect to pay this one off. Then we have a plan in effect to fund this one while we are working on the Plymouth. And I already have a plan for the engine, drivetrain, and all that, but we're not going to disclose none of that right now. So I'll get this thing, some items listed. Let's see here. The back bumper can definitely go because it's ugly, so we'll post that. The hubcaps can go. I'm never using them. The wheels can't go because I need a roller. The engine can go. Transmission can go. I don't want none of that. Mirrors can technically go. I don't know if anybody would want them, but I'll post them for sale on local Facebook. And the bench seat, I don't want to get rid of the bench seat yet because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with the interior. If I can get this thing turning, we're going to try to fire this thing here in 1 second, y'all.
That doesn't have the
Tumbler and a
cylinder
key.
port.
Yeah, so then we just have to buy
Yeah.
a tumbler and a key for it. But there's probably ones, there's the door locks. I mean,
Oh,
I got to
yeah,
replace
so-
the door locks anyway.
So there's door locks and a cylinder
Oh, yeah, so that'd be perfect. So I can just go ahead and order that, and I'll have all my door locks.
from CJ Pony Parts.
Yep. And then I'll order the actual cylinder piece.
Oh, we love eBay, y'all.
Love eBay.
That's it.
It comes from China. I love it even more. How much is that?
40.
$40.
So-
I like the one with the door locks, though,
Yeah.
kind of. Because
Yeah,
I bet...
because you won't...
Yeah, because I don't have a key for them door locks.
I'm going to jail, y'all.
Is that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Get the jump box.
let me see. Let's show you just. So on the inside of that lock, so you see that down there? That's where this flathead goes in. And then that slot just turns. But again, that's a $40 part. We're just doing this because it's, what is it, at 9 a.m.?
Old trucks, these ones should have one click back for accessories.
Yes, yeah, the back. Didn't you have an old Camaro back in the day, Ed? Should have been the same way.
It was a
92 Camaro.
88 Dodge. If y'all want pictures,
88 Dodge. And that one should have been the same way where you turn it backwards. The key.
that key only had, it was only cut on one side.
See, the new vehicles they got rid of backwards. It's just all forward. There you go. Plug back in the key thing. You laid it down. So we did put frags on the windshield wipers because we don't know if something electrical could be wrong or whatever. When you turn this thing on, the windshield wipers going. I don't know if the glass looks in really good freaking shape. So I don't want it scratched up any more than it already is. I want to be able to restore it and use it. If possible, they'll save me more money on the build. And if y'all, we need to do a video or a Q&A. Let me know in the comments if you're even interested on the big plan. We're building multiple hot rods. I have a giant plan that involves me being, when I turn 45, a goal that we're using the hot rods for, that we're building. There's a purpose behind building these. I'm selling every single one of these. Build, sell, build, sell, build, sell, build, sell, build, sell, build, sell. Do you need a light or anything? Hey, stick it back up top and put the turn ring back on it so that we ain't got to, mess with that. Especially if you're going to be driving at lunch and stuff until the key thing comes in. If it'll go. It shouldn't go back in the dash.
I had to take this piece of the ductwork out.
Oh, okay.
It goes from there to there.
I'll save it because all that is probably going to get reused. All the duct. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'll use an engine mounted air conditioner. Well, I probably will actually. But I'll need all the ducts and stuff. The air box probably won't be used. So it looks like it's...
Say, if we actually do end up driving it like to lunch and stuff, we can get a better bungee cord for that and plug the brake switch back in.
Yeah. Here's this piece. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
So now what was your thoughts on you were going to drive it back and drill it out there? That would have probably been, I mean, it would have been doable. But it would have been a lot of work.
It might have been a little bit easier to drill it in here, though.
When we picked this up from the auction, I just said that it was not a good idea to drive it back if we didn't have to. And that EcoBoost, that 2.7 EcoBoost, made me fall in love with it yesterday while Ed's putting this in. I'm going to tell y'all because I thought about going back to a diesel truck. I researched the 3.5 last night, actually more, Ed, and the 3.5 on acceleration, like 0 to 60 and just everything, like they're literally neck and neck, the 2.7 and 3.5. The only thing that you get extra on the 3.5 is you get extra towing capacity. But if you're not maxing out the 2.7, then there's no reason at all to switch to the 3.5. And I think the 3.5 actually, I think the 5.0 has a bigger number, but the 5.0 wants to tow at 4,500 RPMs uphill. Yeah, so it's cranking. So I think after towing this thing back, I'm in love with the 2.7. I thought about just putting more money in my truck, and for the first time in a long time, actually keeping a truck for a little while, because if I go anywhere else, it'd probably be to a 3.5 EcoBoost, and I don't think I have any interest in the 5.0. So the 5.0 is just, the RPMs are too high without the turbos, without it making boost. And that 2.7, me and Eddie both drove that yesterday, and it just drove absolutely amazing. We have vibration issues with the tires. We're going to go get that addressed. But as far as drivability, it towed amazing. We literally were cruising 72, 73 miles per hour in overdrive in 6th gear, and it not jumping at all, like none. Be careful with that outer, because it looked like them pieces didn't come with one, so I don't want to cross thread it. Oh, we got power. We got speakers. It might not be all the way on.
I like it.
I'll get us a ignition order this weekend.
Okay.
Well, we got a starter. I wonder if it's going to start with no starting fluid. Yeah. Guys, just say I can hear it doing something. That's the AC fan. Okay, hey, let's we can hit it with a little starter fluid, I guess. Just let it idle if it will. So we poured a little bit of gas in the carburetor. I didn't have 8 hands to film. We'll see if it will stay running. Oh, Ed. These old schools, that stuff don't matter. That stuff probably don't even work. All right, hold on. I'll pour some more. Okay. It's kind of funny because we bought all of these cans. I mean, I bought a lot of cans for racing because I wanted to be very prepared. Anything I do in life, I like to be very prepared for. But we literally retired all of the cans to just work cans now. And so literally we use everything for diesel fuel and gasoline and just whatever. No longer for racing around here. And I got like, how many, 5 of these, 6 of these. So we're gonna put a little gas in this truck because the fuel gauge is not registering at all. It's either broke or it might be empty, which if it was repoed and empty, that's gonna be wild. this thing was completely out of gas and repoed, I'm gonna be blown away, dude. Somebody was down on their luck. You gotta be down to run out of gas and have it repoed. All right, and you said that we're getting something on the gauge. What did it do now?
Quarter tank.
Oh, it come up to a quarter. Wow, dude, was that thing really just empty? Yeah, let's try it. And I did pour something in the carburetor. Dude, ain't no way that this thing was out of gas and repossessed. And there it is, TitleMax right there, T-Max. It's a repo. I got the title in the truck. I got all the repo paperwork. Man, ain't no way. What? Are you checking the air conditioner? Does it work?
It's only coming out of the defrost, but I didn't hear that compressor click on, and I feel like you do it.
Might be a little low. So that's that old school stuff.
Yeah. It's probably line up.
Yeah. Ain't no way my man was riding around with no air conditioner, man. Come on. Man, dude, that is wild. Ran it out of gas and got it repoed. Holy crap. Does it move? Let's put some power steering in it real fast, and then I'll move my truck out the way. Does it go forward? Yeah? All right, hold on. There's a cord right there. Might have got warm. Might be low on transmission fluid too.
Yeah. How do you check that?
How do we pop these? It's just under here.
Yeah. Hold on. Hand me that blue photo. Oh. You have a feeling.
It clunked. See if it has forward. So it was out of gas, out of power steering, out of transmission. Man. All right. We used up the good old stuff left over from the race car. Hydraulic plus. This is what we were running in the Turbo 400 on the race car. It's now just shop fluid. Let's see if it'll pull out. If it pulls out all the way around, I'll jump in with you and we'll go for a spin. We good on that? We just good on that windshield for right now, right? And we're gonna wash this thing up to get the grime off of it. The motor probably hasn't been power washed in 100 years.
Really probably need to scrape on.
Yeah, but I'll do all that like at the house. I'm gonna polish them and clean them up.
Are we going to drive this thing now?
Yeah, we'll go drive it real fast.
No, to your house.
To my house? We actually, yeah, instead of trailering it, we could drive it to the house. Being dealers, if we put a tag on it, we got tags and insurance.
That's good.
do y'all think? Is she gonna drive? What do you think, Ed? She gonna drive?
Yeah, the power mirrors don't work.
Power mirrors don't work.
Yeah. Can you pull that one like down?
Why do we need mirrors?
Oh, I was about to pull the boat with it this weekend.
Put the boat in the water.
Roll in the water. Speedometer works.
The speedometer does work?
So far, yeah.
Oh. Horn toots.
Should we place Burger King orders?
No. Don't pull out from nobody. This thing we done cut off.
You got the 16 footers.
You're in the trenches also, son. You got the PVC, that thing was duct taped to the mirror. God, and don't you got like an urge to wipe the windows? But we can't do that. I don't want the rags flying off. My luck, everything will crumble and it'll be a giant freaking scratch in the glass. I wonder if this truck had overdrive. Did we die?
Yeah, we're good.
Coast to the cul-de-sac. Man. They don't throw her in reverse.
Oh, I hope I brought the key.
Did you bring it?
Yeah, it just rolled down there. Oh.
Yeah, you better. I say don't block your driveway. Put in a muscle to turn that thing. Back to the jump box. Ed said we should have put a good battery in it. He has one.
I did say that. Really touch the vehicle.
We just want to make it back now. That's the only bad thing about not having nobody at the shop to come get us. And then if a customer shows up doing stuff like this. So it's squirting a little bit of fuel out the front of the carburetor. It's either out of a hose or something.
I don't think we're coming out of this gear either.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it runs. It drives.
Hey, it runs good.
Yeah, we'll try to get a fresh battery on it and then see if it's drivable. It might just be flooded and coming out the carburetor. I'm not sure.
More fluid too.
Yeah. Oh, they cut off again? Man. Go, baby, go. Yeah, because I'm going to wash it up.
You want a half
Kind of, yeah. So for the record, we had to push it the last 8 feet. Just because I wanted to get it out the road. Oh man, what an adventure. All right, let's get this thing its first wash. So the fuel was coming out of like literally the front. Right there, you see? Around this, hold on. Right there.